Right, hello everybody. Welcome to NFTV Extra. Welcome to everybody who's watching on Facebook and over on Twitch. We are live. If you're watching the rerun, thank you very much for tuning in as well. Today's special guest. This is episode 3. This is Peter Proudlock, who has his own YouTube channel. We'll be talking about his channel towards the end of the video. In the middle, we're going to ask him some quick fire questions, and at the beginning, we're going to obviously talk about the tune. And I'm kind of joined by Liam, and Liam's like dressed as Carl. Where's your glasses for him? Does he look more like Carl with glasses?
It shines off the screen, so it sort of puts us off.
You just need to go, how are we?
Well, I was trying to figure out what he sounded like, but I couldn't get the impression down.
Proudlock, how are we? Yeah. Carl is missing due to work commitments, hence why we've drafted Liam in. He is super sub tonight, so thanks for helping out as well, Liam. Right, let's get cracking, Peter. So I've got to start straight away with the biggest news the last 24 hours. The bust up with Matt Ritchie and Steve Bruce. What's your instant thoughts on it?
Oh my God, when I looked up to the news of that, I'm like, oh my word. But yet again, are you kind of surprised about the news? Because it goes back to like the Lascelles comment after the Wolves game, where he said he didn't have a clue regarding the Matt Ritchie substitution. And it just shows the mentality at this football club has gone massively downhill since Steve Bruce is now taken over charge as manager of this football club. And that's why he now needs to be a god, because the mentality is going so down and it's not improving anytime soon, unfortunately. And that's why it's so toxic in the dressing room at the moment. And God knows what else could happen next if West Brom were to beat on Sunday.
Thankfully, I think the results went our way tonight with Fulham's game in hand, hasn't it? So that's probably the only shining light to come out of today, in fact. But Liam, obviously, you're not afraid to say out. What was your thoughts on it?
Obviously, it's just a shambles, isn't it? I sort of get Bruce's point where someone made that he tried to let things calm down between him and Matt Ritchie, but I think he left it far too long. Obviously, because then Ritchie probably got more annoyed himself by not dealing with the issue. Obviously, I heard that Ritchie tried to ring him in the evening of the game, which probably everything would have been calmed down. So I think overall he's just handled everything not very professionally. It's like I wouldn't walk into work, and if someone was annoying us, I wouldn't go storming the face and start smacking them about. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and obviously he's came out and kind of apologised, hasn't he, with it all, trying to die down. And obviously I wanted to ask you as well, Peter, what do you make, I don't know if you've seen my tweet today, but what do you make of John Joe Shelby coming out and saying that Bruce is the best man manager that he's worked with? If he's put in front of the cameras, I don't agree on that, by the way, but if he's put in front of the cameras, he's not going to slag the manager off in front of cameras, is he?
No, well, if you're playing for the manager, you most likely want to say good things about him. That is the thing. But honestly, when I heard that, I mean, like, oh, really? Because we can't see any positivity at all with Steve Bruce. I've now said I've classed him as the worst manager we've had at the football club.
The worst.
Worst
McLaren?
Yeah, the reason I've now classed him as the worst, besides the dinosaur tactics, the dross football we're being provided with this season, you look at his press conferences now and you see the arrogance on the bloke now, and it just makes you want to cringe that much. You feel like you want to slap him in the face or give him a good old shake, because I've never known a manager at our club to be so arrogant and just to come up with just things like that, where he doesn't like when he gets criticised. You can tell he doesn't respect the fans. Definitely not at all. He's always having to give them every single time now, and that's why. And just the mentality, he's running it right down. The toxic out of his mouth is just becoming poisonous every single week now. And we need a change of management. We really do. This manager has to be gone. I've lost all faith in him. I don't listen to his press conferences anymore. I've given up completely with him. And this is probably the worst I've felt as a Newcastle fan in my life.
Wow, the worst. Let's remind ourselves of what Jamal Lascelles said and Steve Bruce said. Back with you in about 40 seconds.
I'm not too sure. I'm going to go in and speak about that now because I'm not sure myself.
The direction, which unfortunately Matty didn't get it on quick enough, the instructions of how we were doing it. But when you look at the goal, we should stop the cross. And when the goalkeeper looks at it, again, probably he'll think, could I have done better? So, yeah, it was a frustration for all of us, but we'll have to concede that one and make sure that our instructions will do it from the sideline.
I've just seen Liam scoff. What you eating, Liam? Is it cornflakes or something?
It was pesto pasta.
I've just seen it in the background. Liam's like when the video's playing, I'm like, what the hell's he eating? So if you have any slavery chops, you know who that is. Liam, I'll come to you as well about that. Should he be pointing the finger at his players? Because Tuchel did it with Hudson-Odoi. Is it a way how you do it though?
Well, yeah, because it didn't seem like he took any of the blame himself. Obviously, changing four players' positions at one time isn't going to work, and especially if you were, you would tell Shelby not to take the quick free kick. So I think everybody's potentially at fault. Do you know what I mean? No one's an innocent party, but I think it's just the way you go about things. Like Richie's one of your most experienced players. You don't dig him out in front of the press. You might try and get a reaction out of a young lad, but obviously you want the more experienced players to be on your side.
I kind of believe, Peter, that you said it's the worst you've felt as well. I can understand. I think mine was one McLaren. It was.
It's just. I think when I give me quick thoughts after a game now, I think the rage has increased from me. I mean, I would say the Sheffield United game where we lost 1-0 was probably the angriest rant I've did on my channel since.
Interesting. Let's move off it then. So let's talk about the relegation fight, Peter. Are you worried about that we could go down, or you think because I know you're quite positive? Do you think you will scrape it, or where's your thoughts on it?
I do have that worry, but I think we might just have enough just to stay up. I think, but we're now not to start putting the performances on the pitch now for the full 90 minutes. I bet the performance against Wolves was decent. The only thing that let us down was missing some really big opportunities in that game where we should have took them in the first half particular and gifted them the equaliser. I mean, I've said this so many times about ball watching.
Whose fault's it?
I'm looking at between Lewis for letting the cross come in, and also Hayden for not getting tight on Neves.
Did you see what Jimmy Carragher said as well, Peter? That's Jacob Murphy. I don't know if you've seen the Sky Sports clip. That Jacob Murphy's like meant to be playing over the right hand side, and he's like way over the left. And then Wolves go and score. I said it in the last word the other day that with that goal and the miscommunication, the finger for me has to be pointed at Steve Bruce.
But yeah, I mean, what it's just the comments he said after the game. I mean, like, honestly, how many more fans is he going to piss off now? It's just unbelievable, and he has to go. I mean, 2 wins out of 17. That is a sackable offence. If that was any other owner,
any other
owner would literally say to the manager, "Time's done, goodbye."
Liam, is it too late? What I mean by that is because there's only 12 games left. Shearer came in 8 games, couldn't save her. Rafa came in at 10 games, couldn't save her. Is it a case fucking hell we've left it too late?
I don't think so, because we're not in a better position than we are than when Shearer and Rafa came. And obviously, we're 3 points clear at the drop at the moment. And
with the game in hand now.
Yeah, two wins and will bring a lot of people back down. Do you know what I mean? So I would say at this present time, no, it's not too late.
Okay. And Peter, I've got to talk about this because we've done a video earlier on this week about Wilson out, Almiron out, saint-maximin out. Oh, just those names. Sam Allardyce is going to come to St James's Park this weekend, hoping to spoil the party.
Well, at the Hawthorns.
Yes, sorry, yeah, at the Hawthorns, because we beat them. Obviously, Dwight Gale scored the winner, didn't he, when he came off the bench? Who replaces them, first of all?
I think Fraser will step in. Definitely. Murphy is a possible shout, but however, I would want to see him more right back because I want to take Emil Kraft out the side because Emil Kraft is just awful, to be honest.
Mankio might be fit.
If Mankio is fit, then I'd put him straight back in.
Sorry, Liam, what were you going to say?
Is Kraft fixed? And obviously, I knew he got enough.
I think he came back into training.
Okay.
Oh God, please play Mankio. Rather have Hayden there. Great point by Stevie. Frank Lampard got sacked for far less. Yeah, but mind you, Lampard should have been a lot higher in the league. But I get his point totally. There is plenty of time, says Martin, if Bruce goes tomorrow. I think because obviously there is that article by Craig Hope, and I'll come to you on this one, that the players have sided with Matt Ritchie on this. Do you believe all of the article, or do you believe part of it?
I think you kind of believe everything because obviously he's getting it from somebody else, and it's obviously his interpretation of what the person said, and then it's their interpretation of what they're actually seeing. So I don't think you can 100% read into every article unless Matt Ritchie and all the players came out and said, we don't support Steve Bruce, we want him out. Do you know what I mean? So people's interpretations of things.
I wonder if they've done that behind his back yet. Be interesting. Ticking time bomb. Peter, just before we get on to quick fire questions, we'll try and turn it into a bit of positivity. But what have you known? Obviously, you've been a fan for, well, how old are you? 30 now? 31?
30.
I'm not bad, eh? I'm good at this. So you would have obviously seen Mike Ashley for the last 13, 14 years.
Yes.
And then in your early teens, you would have seen what Freddie Shepherd in your young days.
Yep.
Do you feel for kids who are probably under the age of 20, know nothing else but Ashley?
That's a possibility. Yeah, I mean,
good days. Where are the good days?
Yes, where are the good days? I mean, shame that they've gone. We'll want those days back. We really do, don't we? Oh, hey.
Yeah. Okay. Right, Liam, you've got some quick fire questions, haven't you, to put up? We're going to start with some Newcastle questions, and then we'll have some daft ones, and then we'll get on to Peter's YouTube later on in the video. What's the first one, Liam?
Well, I thought you were putting the questions on.
I'll put it up if you're having a look. I'll just let you read them out then if you want. Then there you go, Liam.
Well, then, first ever Toon memory, mate.
Oh, I'll tell you what, my first game, I'll admit, was not until 2001 when we won against Sporting Loughran in the Intertotal Cup, and Craig Bellamy scored.
1-0, yeah.
Yes, I remember that game I went to. That was actually my first ever Toon game I went to. None of me family, unfortunately, were season ticket holders, but that's where I met my stepdad during the time, or it was a little bit sooner. He was, and then we did start to go to a lot of games there after that, and just.
That was your first game, but what's your first actual memory that you can think of, whether it was kicking a ball, a picture that you've seen on a wall? Like for mine, I wasn't heavily into football. But we sold Andy Carroll in January 95. I mean, that shows my age, fucking hell. But that's my first memory for some reason. That's what as far gone back. What's yours?
I'm going to say when we got to the FA Cup final in 1999 when we beat Spurs 2-0 at Old Trafford. I remember watching that game. 2 goals from Shearer. Oh, that was... Even though I had a poor manager, but just watching that game to get to a final was just, oh my word.
The good times. Liam, what's yours?
First ever memory.
Aye.
I can't actually remember. Like this, it all just blurs into one. To be fair, like I think I remember my mum taking us to a game where I think it was maybe Sheffield Wednesday when we beat them like 7-1 or 6-1, whatever that high scoring game was.
Was it 8-0?
Yeah, it might have been that, but I can't like 100% confirm it.
Interesting. Next one, Liam.
Favorite Toon game? I think mine would either be the 4-4 against Arsenal or when we won the championship on the final day of the season.
The Barnsley one, yeah.
Yeah.
Peter, what's yours?
Well, there's what's
If you can't get one, name a few.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm going to say beat Man City 2-1 in 2019. I would say the comeback against Everton when we won 3-2. Another game I'm going to pick out is when we beat Chelsea in the FA Cup in 2005, when Patrick Kluivert scored that header.
That was in the snow, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. I remember gathered. Oh, it was a cracking cross into the box from Robert.
That was in the movie Goal as well.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, there's quite a few of them from Robert that's in there. So yeah, good memories. Keep your comments.
Have you seen that there's a kid called Santiago Munoz? That's now a striker in Mexico, I think.
See that? Wow, Martin's is way back in 1973. Sorry, Martin, to dig your age out there a little bit. Martin's one of our members over on NFTV. Newcastle Luton were won 1-0. Bloody hell. Obafemi Martin's missing a sitter. What a game that is, Liam. Not a bad shout, says Rohan as well. And what formation would you play on Sunday? George will kind of moved off that a little bit. Martin, obviously promoting Manscaped. There is loads of discounts in the description if you want to have a look at that. Not just Manscaped, there's beer, classic kits, all sorts. Next one is Liam, I'll let you read this one out.
Favorite Newcastle player of all time?
Oh, I think that's an easy one. It's got to be Alan Shearer. Easy decision for that. Mate.
Just remind us why, Peter. Let's just talk. Let's smile and get some happy memories going.
Geordie, local lad, stayed for 10 years, 206 goals in total for the club, top scorer of all time. It's got to be. That's why it's got to be the favourite.
Yeah, you've got to pick Shearer. I've got a soft spot for Nobby Solana in mind. I'd love to get him.
Oh, he was a cracking player as well.
I love Solana. I'd love to get him on the channel. Obviously, we had Alan Shearer on, as you've probably seen, Peter, and we've got him coming on again later on this month as well. But Nobby's mine. Liam, who's yours?
There's a bit. There's a bit of a weird story to this one, right? But it's just Rondon just because of the story. Like, so I went to the match. Obviously when Rondon was playing, and I went out with the lads, and then we ended up in some obviously we ended up where the adults go at the strip club, and I just couldn't be bothered. I just couldn't be bothered with the girls coming next to us. I was just saying to them, "Do you know who Rondon is?" And they're like just looking at it as like dead bamboozled, and they just wandered off. So it works. I just kept saying it all night. I think just for that reason, I think he's my favourite Newcastle player.
So you had tits in your face, and you were thinking of a big man from Venezuela.
Yeah.
whatever floats your boat. Where's this conversation going? Next one, Peter, I wanted to know, who's your favourite non-Toon player of all time?
Oh, God, there's some few ones I would say that. Oh, cracking, like, you can say the likes of Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, Raul, former Real Madrid player, Brazilian Ronaldo, Ronaldinho. There's too many to name from here, to be honest, because just watching those players was so lightning back in their days.
Who's your favourite, Liam?
Ashley Cole.
Ashley Cole, wow.
Yeah, it's a bizarre one. I think I watched them when England were playing in the World Cup. And do you remember when you'd be at school and they would put the World Cup on the telly? That might be a bit too old for you, do you know what I mean? I'm surprised you had telly schools then. But they would put the match on in the morning, and I think Ashley Cole must have played well. And when this was in our primary schools, so I just always have favourite player, non-Newcastle players, Ashley Cole.
I just like the way he treads out mine, so not for me. Not for me. When he came back, he got booed because of all that, didn't he? When he was playing.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Not keen on Ashley Cole. Peter, what's your best moment supporting Newcastle? Now we don't have many, but what is your ultimate? What is the peak?
Oh, it's a very tough one. There's a few. I
It
would
could be
say
anything. It could be a
probably.
memory, it could be a game, it could be a signing, it could be anything.
I'm gonna say we won the championship both times because it got us back into the Premier League where we should be playing, or just to get promoted and win that championship title, just to get us back into the big league.
Kendall said that last week when we beat Barnsley 3-0 in the championship because everything just went for us that day. And obviously there was a fake goal going around as well, which confused everybody. I mean, that day alone, I mean, well, I know and that's not a trophy, but how many times will you say players lift a trophy at St. James's Park? And that's the championship, don't get us wrong, but you'll not say that much in a lifetime. But that was a great day. Brilliant day. I was knackered by the end because obviously we just started all with fan camp that season as well, didn't we? Liam, I'll come to you on this one. What's your worst moment supporting Newcastle?
Worst moment? I remember when I used to sit in level 7. It was the derby. So where I used to sit used to be like where I would sit with there, and then there would be a spare seat for the steward and the stairs, and then it was the Sunderland fans, and we got beat like 3-1, and all I had was me Newcastle top on and an Under Armour, so we got beat 3-1, and I was absolutely freezing as well.
Peter, what's yours? Because there's a few.
You can see the relegations. I mean, the first relegation, I was on holiday somewhere, and just listen to that day, getting relegated, and you're not at home. I think I was in Great Yarmouth at the time, and the worst thing is, I even had me Newcastle jacket with us, and I'm thinking, oh god, what are people going to say that I'm going to be wearing it when I'm out in public? I mean, it's just I would say both the relegations were really hard to take.
Yeah,
they were one of the worst.
I have to agree on that. They were really, really tough on me. Like in the first relegation, I was nearly bubbling on camera, and then the other one, I remember just coming in because it was red hot, and we got beat off Villa that day, and I was in the bedroom nearly feeling my eyes at then. But also, I think Bobby dying had a big impact. That's for me. That was for 6, and I think Rafa leaving last year. I was outside the stadium nearly crying. I just cry all the time. Nearly crying again, and Alan Mackham's going viral sharing the video.
I was at the Civic Centre at a work thing, and like one of the speakers was like, Rafa's left, and I was like, great, so I'm stuck here, and Rafa's left as well. Do you know what I mean?
I'm gonna let Liam ask you the next one.
Protest, stay away, or go to support the team?
Go and support the team. I will be back to games when we're allowed back in, and I will be cheering on the lads when we are allowed back in. I've missed doing that. Yes, I stayed away for one season only. I just did because I was unhappy with the way Rafa was shafted out the football club, but I've missed going, watching me team play on a weekend or whenever they're playing. I just want to get back into that stadium and back the lads massively.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's kind of a hard question, this one, because if anybody wants to protest, I can totally understand why.
Oh yeah,
getting ripped. But
I'm not against anyone for protesting or wanting to stay away. It's just when people point the finger at other people and say, "Oh, well, you're the problem," that might actually still with. It's not their problem at all.
Yeah,
you want to go in and back the lads. It's something you love doing. You're used to doing it on a weekend. You like meet up with your pals for a pint before a game. And that's what it's all about.
See, I think that's.
I've seen them photos, Peter. I've seen them photos. on your lights out. Go on, Liam. Sorry, what you guys say?
For me, I think the match is more of an occasion because, when I used to go to the match with my pals, it would be more to see them than watch the match because obviously you work 37 hours a week, most people do, and then you just go to the match, have a couple of pints, and then depending on the result, you go out and get sleeping, which pretty much every result ends up that happening. Like, do you know what I mean? You would end up in Pop World at like. You would end up in Pop World at like 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and then you would still be there like later in the day. So for me, I would always go because at the end of the day, you're still going to get the money off you. So it's just a waste of your money. You just chuck it down the drain.
Yeah, because if you're watching it if you're in a pub, that's going your pint is paying for Sky Sport or BT Sport, or if you're at home paying for subscription, yeah, it's just it's a circle, isn't it? I remember a funny story because I know that obviously, as you know, I go every home and away game, but there's one day I'm just casually walking along some shopping centre and there's Peter Proudlock sitting there. Peter probably knows what I'm on about. I think what was it, Leicester were bumped into you on the way down to West Ham.
Was it Peterborough Services?
Peterborough, that was it. I'm just casually I'm going to nip in for a piss, and then fucking Peter Proudlock sitting there.
Yeah, it was me and David were having something to eat, and I was like, "Oh, there's Lee."
I was like, "What fucking hell? That's pretty random. That miles away from the yeah. This one's an interesting, and I brought this one in. All three of us can try and come up with this. Pick your five-a-side Newcastle team. Who's
goalkeeper? I'm going to go with Shea Given. I would agree. The keeper was quality. I mean, like, he wasn't the tallest of goalkeepers we had, but the saves he would pull off were absolutely top draw.
Yeah, trust him in a five-a-side net. Now, with a five-a-side, you don't really have defenders, so you can pick. You can go with maybe Ben Arthur because you can go past a couple of players. You could maybe have a Shearer in there. Who are you lads picking? Who's a must?
I'm gonna pick Speed and Robley.
Interesting.
Ginola.
Ginola's a good one.
How many's that if I pick now?
One more, mate.
It's got to be Shearer up front.
Mine would be Given. You probably got Given, Ben Arthur, Rob A, ESM, and Shearer. You can just roll a ball out with Rob A from outside the box and just let him shoot. Who's yours, Liam?
I would probably go Dubravka, Jonas, Coyote.
Where's your skillful players? Who's scoring?
Well, they're coming next. I'm just trying to think of them all. Do you know what I mean? It's like an odd question that I never thought I was going to answer the night. ASM and then Rondon up top. A very modern team.
Very modern workman-like team, I would say. Yeah. Right. Change this one around. Peter, how are you picking from Demba Ba or Pape Cissé?
Demba Ba for me. Oh, the kid was just quality when he was at the football club. You could certainly bang in the goals. Oh, I mean, like 60 goals in his first season. And to be honest, I don't think we've ever had a striker as good as him since he left.
Has he been the best for the last, since Shearer? Is that a push? Is that a bit too much? If you think about Remy had a good season, Martins was in and out. Callum Wilson, obviously, this season. Is Bar the next best?
Yeah, I would say after Shearer, Demba Ba.
That's high praise, mind.
I think under a different manager, Wilson would have had a lot more goals this season.
I think under a different manager, I think everybody would have a lot more goals. Keith's teams: Given, Woodgate, Solano, Robert, Shearer. Given, Gaza. Oh, Gaza, yeah. Gaza, Shearer, Ginola. Beresford, interesting. Beresford was good on the ball, like. Demba Ba says Martin out the picks between Cissé and Bar, and Ollie goes with Prime Cissé was a lot better than Prime Bar. Sounds like an Amazon program, this. But Bar was a lot better than Cissé overall. Yeah, Demba Ba had a fantastic spell. And obviously when he was moved to the left, Cissé came in and just went on a rampage, didn't he? Mm-hmm. Lee, will let you ask the next one.
Speed, Lee, or Kabai?
Oh, God, that's it.
All right, it's a tough one. You can't take two. You're only picking one.
I'm going to say Robert Lee. I mean, he could certainly score them outside the box. He really could take a shot from outside the box, and it would end up in the back of the net a lot of the time. And I thought his passing was so good, and that's what made us had a really good season under Kevin Keegan in both the seasons.
Liam, who are you picking?
For me, it's just purely because I've only seen one player play properly, and it's got to be Kabai. Like, obviously, it would have been good to see Speed and Lee play. I think I probably would have watched them when I was younger, but didn't really know what was going on. So it's got to be Kabai just because I've seen him play live.
I'm going with Peter as well. Rob Lee for me, especially the 90s. Goal scoring midfielder. Remember him scoring on his England debut. 10 goals in a season for 3 years, running, coming late, a bit like Lampard in the edge of the box. Hat-trick of headers in the UEFA Cup. And then obviously he had to change his game when his legs started going. Came into this defensive midfielder and he was superb. So Rob Lee for me. Let's have a funny one. I'll read this one out. Who are you picking, Peter? Joe Linton, Riviere.
Oh, God.
Go.
My word. Oh, Heyman.
Joe Linton every day of the week for me, like.
What, that clear?
That clear, yeah. I think all of them are bad. I think Cisco didn't play. Riviere was shocking, and I think out of the three of them, Joe Linton has got the ability to be a footballer, but it's just trying to like. It's like a diamond. It's like what's this phrase? Like a diamond in rubbish or something.
I'm coming now more towards Joe Linton, and I think he has probably performed better than definitely Riviere. Cisco was barely played. Yeah. Riviere was all round dreadful. I mean, I think he would miss goals from like 2 yards out.
I mean, he's going to QPR. I remember if he slipped and kicked his own leg.
Yeah. And I think I know he missed some really sitters on the final game of the season as well. And yeah.
Do you not remember how bad we thought Joselu was? You know what I mean? Downgraded.
Oh.
Can we have him back, please?
Yeah, it was like some of his goals, like they would hit off him and go in the net, and you're thinking, oh, this can't get any worse. And then here comes Joe Linton. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd probably opt for Joe Linton, but pound for pound, Joe Linton's the worst in terms of value. It was 40 million.
40 million, sure.
Right, let's get on to some fun ones. Crisps or chocolate?
Ooh. Chocolate.
What kind? What are you going for? It's movie night. You got your popcorn, you got your movie, lights out. What's your chocolate?
Oh, a nice Galaxy bar.
Good choice. Mine's probably Cadbury's whole nut. Or caramel. Big bar as well, because I'm a fat bastard.
Mine would have to be crisp out with them two selections.
I'll choose crisp, but if I had to go chocolate, that would be my chocolate bar.
Crisps for me out of them two. I think my favourite is probably just the chili Doritos or the Sensations.
Okay, I want to go to the shop and go and buy some stuff new.
I tried the new KFC ones. Have you tried them crisps?
No, I haven't.
No, I've not tried them.
I think Tesco's have got them in there in the big pack for £1, and I didn't rate them much. Like it was the fried chicken flavour.
Interesting. I'll probably go Pringles.
Pringles are nice.
You stick a pot there in front of us, a tube, but it's gone in 10 minutes. It's literally gone.
You can turn it into a speaker as well. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, you could actually. Right, next one. We're running the theme of some funny ones. What is your favourite TV program?
Oh, I love watching Gillette Suck a Saturday. Well, it's probably not as good as now, but back in the day. I do like watching the Mrs. Brown's Boys series. I think they're hilarious.
Liam doesn't like that, so he's looking at you there.
I like watching the Not Going Out series with Lee Mack and Tim Vine. I think they're really funny as well.
I'm getting the vibe it's comedy then.
Yeah, comedy, sport wars here.
Liam?
See, for me, it's Star Wars: The Clone Wars. It's like an animated series.
Let's laugh at him back.
What?
Let's laugh at Liam. What?
Yeah, Star Wars: The Clone Wars, the cartoon series, unbelievable. If you're a Star Wars fan. But then I've also got a guilty pleasure as well. RuPaul's Drag Race on Netflix is unreal.
now, when you've got your cardi on, I'm thinking, what the fuck is underneath that? If we're talking about guilty pleasures, mine's, and this is probably gonna get clipped up now. Things like first dates, I don't know why, I just like it. Gogglebox is another one.
I got a bit bored of first dates.
They've got teen. I think a teen one starting next week or this week. What Steph was saying all last. So
what do you mean by teams? Like they would go on a
teenagers.
Oh, teenagers! I thought you were saying teams. I thought you would get like 2 teams against each other and have a first date and see who was better.
Imagine. Favorite movie?
Oh, there's a few ones I like. I mean, I like the goal movies with the first 2.
Third one, shocking, isn't it?
Yeah,
I don't think
I've seen much of it, but I heard there was a lot of not many good reviews. Purely belter.
I wish.
Oh, what a movie that was!
How was Cyril?
Beds love Vimto.
Yeah. Liam, do you have any? What's your favorite movie?
Hacksaw Ridge or Lone Survivor.
Left field. I didn't expect you to say something like that. I thought you expected to say something like Star Wars or something like that. I've got a good idea what Peter's going to go for next because I've seen a lot of his pictures, but I'll let Liam read this out.
Favorite singer / band.
Who you answered first?
Peter,
Go on.
It's your show.
Well, I think you know exactly who my favorite band is. It is obviously Metallica. Definitely. I mean, I've just ever since I started listening to them. I mean, it just started becoming my favorite. I mean, the funny thing is, how I started to get into a lot of heavy metal music is, probably back in the days, you were probably like a bit of everything. I think I was about 12 years old at the time, and I know my stepdad got us into Iron Maiden at first, and would have been one of the most recognised heavy metal bands in the country. My dad got us into like Queen and stuff as well, and then it wasn't until about when I was 18, my friends just give me a recommendation to listen to Metallica, and I put it on, listen to it. I'm like, why have I not listened to these a heck of a lot earlier? I mean, these are so unreal.
Yeah.
And I've seen them about 5 times. I've travelled down the country to go and see them as well. Brilliant.
As far as I'm aware, Peter, I think you're the only Newcastle United YouTuber from all the groups and all the vloggers and the singletons and who do all the vids that likes heavy metal. I think you're the only one. But
Brilliant.
Question for you then, Liam. Did you expect Peter to say that?
Nah. I was expecting him to sing like Spice Girls or something. Or Little Mix.
Oh, God.
So you're a little mix Spice Girl. You look like one of them. Freddie. A lot of people are saying Queen. Queen's fantastic.
Well, yes.
You know, brilliant. Right. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. Right. So, what keeps you busy outside of appearing on videos? So basically, what do you do in your spare time, except for making videos?
Well, work. Obviously, I'm working from home now. It's not too bad. So
I think we all are.
Yeah, unfortunately, because of COVID. Unfortunately,
do you enjoy working from home?
It's not too bad. Yeah, at times. I mean, I don't have to rely on public transport a lot of the time to get us there and back. I could just get up, set me equipment up, ready. Other things I like doing when allowed to meet up with me pals. Obviously, when we can get the pub when it's open, or sometimes usually like to have a bit of a walk as well. I've done a lot of long distance walking with some friends as well, and
you go along
the coast.
You go along the Derwent walk.
Yes, I've done the Derwent walk a few times as well. That's really nice. A lot of the walk that I've done there. There's a lot of other nice ones. I mean, like ones along the coast as well. And
hi, there's a second channel coming here. Walks with Peter Proudlock. There you go, Peter. Get on the game. No,
just like a 7-hour live stream of walking around like Whitney Bay in time over.
So I'm also getting back to be a bit of exercise. I'm trying to get a bit of running back in now as well. Since I'm there,
get down the woods behind you.
Yeah, I mean that's another advantage from working from home. I can at least sneak a bit of exercising rather than just when you're traveling all the way back home and you just want to crash out completely. But I'm glad I've decided to get me exercise back in as well.
Good on you. Right, we're moving into the YouTube kind of questions as you probably start to gather now. I'll let Liam ask you this one.
What do you think? Can I speak the day? What do your family think of you being online making videos?
Oh, I'm the delighted effort is my dad likes to really watch me channel a lot of the time, and
Is he your biggest fan?
he's becoming one of my biggest fans. I know some like to criticize me bit of language now and then when you need a good rant off your chest, but oh yeah, they're proud of us. I mean, when they seen that I reached 1K subscribers, oh, they were absolutely delighted after us. Really, really were.
Yeah, I'm going to come on to that very shortly. Liam, what do your lot make of you?
My lass isn't really that bothered by it, to be fair. She obviously likes when the £470 comes in my bank account, do you know what I mean, from the videos I put on. But
On Facebook.
I think my mum's quite the same as Peter's. Like, if I swear in a video, she's like, you shouldn't be swearing, do you know what I mean? You shouldn't be swearing, you need to act more professional. But they're not really that bothered. Like, it's
Because
just
it's not normal
now.
It's not normal originally when you first start doing it. It's not a normal thing you do. You go, oh, I'm going to go on live stream. It's like, are you?
You feel a bit embarrassed. I don't know if you fella when you first did it, like you didn't want people to know you were doing it, if that made any sense.
I'll tell you one thing, my dad found it hilarious when I was starting to, well, not just me dad, you got the likes of Paul to review. We're laughing at when I started pretending Rick would rip up tactic sheets and throw them all over. And
you would have seen Paul on a couple of weeks. His sound, and he's proper sound lad. It's fantastic.
Oh, he is.
Right. Kind of 3 questions in one for you, Peter. What is the short term, the medium, and the long term for your channel?
Oh,
Really one short term. You've hit your 1,000 subs, so congratulations. Really well done on that. Hitting 1,000 is incredibly tough to get to first.
It is, yeah.
So well done on that. I know you've wanted that for a while.
Short term, I think they'd be to reach 1,100. Medium, I would try and get back to like content that I've had to stop doing, like being able to vlog games.
Wow, that's killing me.
Not just Newcastle, but I like to vlog some of the non-league football as well, whether it's Gateshead, Blythe, or Newcastle Bedfield, Blue Star, etc. Long term would be to reach 2,000 subscribers. That'll be the next long-term target.
You got anything that's medium term, like something that you want to try and get in, say, 6 months' time? That's medium term.
Possibly new idea.
I think I've mentioned this to you before. Have you thought of a name change for your channel?
No, I haven't yet, actually. I'm looking into possibly doing some green screens. Possibly that's another idea I've come up with. But channel name, I've not thought about changing channel name so far.
The reason why I asked that is because you'll probably get found a lot easier if you have like Toon Army or Magpies or something that's related to the club, St James's Park, Newcastle United, or something along those lines. Maybe at the end of the season you want to have a look at that because you check it out, see what people are searching for. But it's interesting. I always ask everybody what's the short and medium term. Definitely get a green screen. Green screen. I can't even speak now. I've picked up Lyme's disease. They need. And I know you're on loads of other channels, so I'll probably go to guess what you're going to say here. But which other Newcastle YouTubers do you watch?
Of course, you've got Shoggy's Toon Army TV, Paul the Toon Review. Well, I'm a member of his Four Horsemen show we do live on a Monday at 8 p.m. Great show that is. I mean, that show has just really took off now since Paul invited me to be on. Laughs, but the comments about where's Joe Linton going to be, what's John Sinclair been up to with Joe Linton as well. Oh, hey.
Got to get Sam on and do an impression of John Sinclair, haven't we, Liam?
Yeah, he's kind of good at it. Like,
we need to get John Sinclair on, and we need to get Sam on.
Also trying to get sponsored by Blythe Butchers, etc. I mean, that show's just, it's just really lifted off. It really, really has. Other channels, I watch yours, of course, obviously.
Yeah, and thank you for coming on as well. Every fan
reaction. I do watch the Magpie channel as well. The Gallagher Shots, I like watching their podcasts this week. It's just
quite a few. You want quite a few, aren't you?
I do.
Interesting. Because the next question is, do you like how you now have like a close affiliation with other channels. You've talked about the Toon Review. You've talked about Newcastle Fans TV. You've talked about Sharky, how you've got that. You're not like best friends, of course, but you've got affiliation where you can, like, for example, last night, Peter, do you want to come on the video? Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Because it's easy. You've got affiliation with Sharky. You've got affiliation with Paul. So Paul asks, you can just jump on. Do you think that's important for you to have that close knit?
Yes, I mean, it's also an opportunity to try and promote your channel out as well, and it's being part of something as well. Like, go back to Paul's channel that he likes to do. He wanted to create. He asked me to come on. She said, "Do you want to be part of my show, The Four Horsemen, every Monday?" And I said, "Yes, definitely."
Yeah,
and that's what I like about it. Just being a collaborator, just have something to talk about in regards to Newcastle or anything.
I think Johnny's got a channel name for you.
Go on then.
SJ Proudlock. I think SJ might be St. James's.
Oh,
DJ Proudlock. No. Right, we'll move on. And the next one is, do you watch any other non-football YouTube channels? Can you recommend something?
I might try to catch up with the wrestling channels a bit now again. Sometimes, like the WWE, even though it's probably not as good, but just to catch up and see what has happened a bit. I do watch the Metallica YouTube channel a lot as well. I just like to catch with some of their live shows that we do. They would put a lot of full live shows out during the first pandemic. That's what I mostly like to watch.
I think with mine's I quite watch a lot of tutorials. Do you know, like how to edit, how to do this, how to do that? Because there's so many Newcastle YouTubers out there. Once you finished catching up with that, it's like, I've got any time. So mine's more like tutorials where how to do this, how to do that, how to fix this, how to make stuff, all of that. Liam, do you have any?
So I'm going to sound like a cool, massive nerd on this show, but never mind. So
are you watching?
I'm quite big into Pokemon. So there's like Randolph Pokemon. There's like PokeRev. Obviously, there's that Logan Paul did a box break on Saturday just gone, I think. But then there's the odd ones, like obviously KSI is the massive one. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's like the king of YouTube, isn't he? And then I think you've just got the minor ones, like the Call of Duty ones, which are just few and far between now.
Yeah, Carl just done a Call of Duty video on Extra the other day as well. I think it's going to do a FIFA one, Liam, so you should get yourself against them for the channel.
We're going to do like a Warzone Wednesday, I think, once we'll get up and running.
Well, that's a good shout. It's a very good shout. Next one, Peter. You've been on YouTube. I'll put it on the screen in a second. You've been on YouTube for quite a bit. I think, how long have you been on YouTube? It's longer than me, isn't it?
I think I started 2013, late 2013 it was.
Yeah, it's longer than me. So I think you are the longest continuous. Is that a word? It is a word. Longest serving Newcastle YouTuber, I believe. Even me, I've been going since the McLaren season. When we went down, that was my first full season on YouTube. So I think you are the longest. I mean, my question, which I will find, don't worry. There we go. What have you learned about being on YouTube for that long?
There's definitely learned to put improvements ahead of the channel. It was just start off with like just basic match reviews there after a game, but then I started upping it a lot more with in terms of like previews, go to vlog the games when we're allowed to. Also, being able to do things edit-wise, being able to use images in my videos now, which I think's helped massively towards the channel as well, and it does help with what you're trying to describe during a preview as well. I did introduce player rating videos. I decided to stop doing like the reviews because I thought quick thoughts and then a review started to become a bit similar. So I thought we'll try just change it up a little bit. And I think it's
are you in a good way? You touched upon there where are you conscious now of your quality because you started off and you've mentioned as you've improved with editing pictures? Are you now, when you put a video out, are you conscious of, because I'm conscious of sound, light, is it colourful? Can people hear me? Can people see me? Have I got a, not so much schedule, but have I got a structure which I'm going through? Are you conscious of doing that now?
Yes, I mean, like, when allowed to, I like to go and film outside the ground I've got a microphone now that I use now, which has also helped massively because you can hear the sound a lot more better there as well. And make sure the lighting's okay and it's not too dark, not too really bright a lot of the time. So yeah, I'm aware of that, but there is still possibly room for still a few improvements as well.
Same as our channel. Like, we're not perfect. Yeah. I think I kept badgering you, get a mic, get a mic, get a mic. Remember, I was saying, get a mic. And I think now you've had a mic for a good 18 months or so, 2 years maybe now. It's definitely improved your audio 100%.
It really has.
And, I mean, there's the smaller YouTubers, what will happen is they'll start to then get conscious of, look, I need to do something more. You realized that a while back, so good on you for that.
Yeah. I've learned something in the short space of time that I've been didn't come on drunk because you get absolutely slaughtered in the comments, which I've done a few times.
Have a good Wi-Fi connection, you probably learned as well.
Yeah.
It's coming on, you couldn't get on.
Yeah, well, that was actually my phone. Like, for some reason, my phone just doesn't want StreamYard. And then when I tried on my las's phone, it worked. And then every time I had to do a video, I was like, can I borrow your phone? Are you at work that day? Do you know what I mean? Can I have your phone? And I've figured out my laptop works. So,
yeah, Liam's can do StreamYard now, which is quality.
Yeah.
Question, the flip one. What frustrates you about YouTube? This could be anything, Peter. It could be anything from the the amount of time it has to edit. It could be the amount of time it processes, uploads, the work that you have to put in that people don't appreciate. It could be trolls. It could be anything. What frustrates you about YouTube?
It can't be a lot of the edited because it can take some time to do. I mean, you could look around about an hour or possibly a bit longer. It depends, like how long the video is, as well. Then you've got to export it, make sure you're happy with it, go back through it to make sure you're happy with what you've put in, as well. Possibly the uploading to the YouTube as well. Lack of views can be at times, but I think I would say mostly down the editing because it can take time, and when you've done it all, you're like, oh, finally. But when you chill, relax for a while.
When you've done it, do you think, I'm actually pleased I've done that? It looks good. Do you ever get like your self-reflection?
Yes, I do like to go back over my videos and just check that I'm happy with the overall final video before it does get uploaded.
And the last one is a bit of a tongue-in-cheek and a funny one. How often do you get recognized? I know that might be a little bit difficult in the pandemic, or where do you get recognized most? How often? Where do people normally pull you?
I would say I've been recognized a lot from people that I don't know. It's probably just been outside when I was going to games and all that. They're like, oh, are you PD Pro? Like, and I'm like, yeah, I am. And so you're looking forward to the game and all that. And that's where it's mostly when I've been recognized. It's just waiting outside the game, outside the ground, just waiting to meet up with a few people as well. And that's when I've been known to be recognized the most. Not all the time, but sometimes it has. I've been recognized.
Liam, have you been recognised yet? Has the pandemic not helped?
I think the pandemic hasn't really helped because you only really interact with people if you're ever on public transport or in a shop and you've always got them masks on. Do you know what I mean? So no one can see my beautiful face. So
I think that will change if these restrictions keep coming. Of allowing come back out of you lads, because obviously a lot of you have been involved since late June.
Well, I think it was the week the takeover collapsed. I think it was our first week.
Yeah, me, Johnny and Sam were live once we found out as well. Oh, that was horrible. Horrible. Last question. Let's flip it back to this weekend. Evening, guys. Do you see a win against West Brom at the weekend? Peter, you can go first.
We turn up for the full 90 minutes, put a performance on, and make sure we take our chances that we need to, that we should be taken. It's possible. it is possible if we do go in with the right attitude and we play for the full 90 minutes. Hopefully we can brush the negativity aside a bit. Just do it on the pitch. And I'm going to say we can't get a win.
I was waiting for that because I thought it was excuse after excuse after excuse.
No.
Like, say it. Come on, Peter. Say it. He's going for a win. Liam, can we do it after all the negativity, after the crap of Richie and Bruce?
Newcastle can do anything. Do you know what I mean? They were just one of them teams where they're just so they're constantly inconsistent. But yeah, I can see we're beating Sheffield United, West Brom on Sunday. Oh, I don't know why I keep saying Saturday. But yeah, I do think it's going to be a very boring, not full of quality game. Like I can imagine Andy Carroll being up top, and we're just trying to ping balls at him. Yeah, but I think if you play Andy Carroll, you've got to play Fraser and Mayfield and cross balls to him. I think that's the main thing.
Our preview, by the way, everyone's out tomorrow on NFTV. Just quickly on that, if Fulham got beat and we got a point, we'll just take that right now. That's a 4-gap cushion with us having a game in hand as well.
No, we need to win this game.
I think, we need a win now.
Because Fulham played. Did Fulham play Liverpool? Did they play Liverpool on the weekend?
Yes.
And that's so they would have played a game more than us after we played West Brom. It's funny, isn't it? I mean, if someone said to me right now, you're going to be 4 points ahead of Fulham with a game in hand after the weekend, I would probably take that, because we're playing better, but we're not getting results. I want the win. Don't get me wrong, but if someone offered me that, a game in hand and 4 points clear, I'd probably take that right now.
Yeah. I think the main thing is we'll want to try and be now is try to get as far away from that relegation zone as we possibly can now.
Oh yeah, we do need a win.
That's why I feel like we need the win this Sunday. I just hope it's the end for Steve Bruce.
Yeah. See, I don't care how we get a goal or how we win. Like, it could be 2 own goals. That's happy with me. Do you know what I mean? Or a fluke deflection. That's all I care about. As long as we get the ball in the back in there a couple of times.
And I think we'll all agree that we're pretty sick of having to keep doing videos talking about the crap results. It'd be nice to talk about an actual win this weekend and an early kick-off as well, which is going to be really strange. As my cat is edging nearer and nearer. Literally just there. How are you, man? Right. That is it, Peter. Have you enjoyed it?
Yes, thank you very much. Real pleasure for having me on tonight.
Thank you very much. Do we see you for the fan reaction show?
Yes, sure.
Fabulous. Liam, thank you very much for saving Carl's arse.
No worries, mate.
Give him a backhander. That's the 3rd episode of The Influencer. Our 4th episode will be next week. See you later.